Hi, I'm Kayla Gilbert. I'm studying physiotherapy, and I would love the opportunity to represent the School of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences on a placement in Timor Leste or Vietnam. This is something I'm really interested in and passionate about, and I've spent a lot of time researching these placements, so thank you for taking the time to listen. This placement incorporates two of my passions in helping people and experiencing new cultures. As a compassionate person, it's always been my goal to work in an industry where I'm able to help people. After my cousin was in a bad accident, I accompanied him to his physio sessions and saw how much his quality of life improved, and I knew that I wanted to help people in that way. I also enjoy traveling and learning about other cultures. I was really lucky growing up getting to travel with my family. However, I'd never really been to a developing country. When I was older, I went to Thailand and it was the first time I'd seen poverty. It broke my heart that people live like that. And I knew from there I wanted to do my part to help change that. I then went to do a volunteer project in Africa, where I helped to build a school and taught English to some of the cheekiest kids I've ever met. It was such an eye-opening experience and reinforced my drive to work as a physio. When I was there, I realized all the things that I take for granted at home, like having a roof over my head or a hot dinner on the table. I realized how lucky I was to get a good education and be able to study physio, which I love. One confronting aspect I saw there was the lack of healthcare. We saw quite a few injuries, from blue bottle stings to burns to broken bones. As there were few qualified health professionals, a lot of the locals came to us volunteers because we were trained in first aid. Having experienced this, I saw how much physios would benefit this community, from the children who couldn't go to school due to growth deficits or malnutrition, to the elderly who just stayed at home all day due to poor mobility. My time in Africa emphasized my passion to help people. I am now eager to go to developing countries and help those that don't have the access to healthcare that I know I've always taken for granted at home. I'd like to represent the School of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences in Timor Leste or Vietnam because I believe it would be the most rewarding and valuable placement I could take part in. I believe this opportunity would assist me in gaining the knowledge and skills to transition into a physio with a holistic view of healthcare and disability. I would gain lifelong skills in communication, problem solving, and teamwork. But as much as it would benefit me as a health professional, I'm also committed to helping people that need it. I'm eager to work with the local therapists and learn from them. One of my favorite things about Africa was that the locals were alongside us every single day, building with us and teaching us how they built. It made the project so much more sustainable in the long run, and I'm interested in incorporating that teamwork in this placement. For example, leaving treatment plans so the work that we do can then be continued. I'm particularly interested in the Timor Leste placement, as after graduating, my goal is to work in rehab or neuro. Furthermore, the home visits are an aspect I'm eager to learn from. The majority of my family live rural, and it's difficult for them to access health facilities, so I understand the importance of home visits. I imagine in Timor Leste, where transport may be minimal, people may not even be able to access healthcare. However, I would be equally happy to have the opportunity to complete a placement in Vietnam. In working as a learn to swim teacher and a children's ski instructor in America, I enjoy working in an industry where I interact with children. In currently doing work experience at a hydrotherapy clinic, I assist pediatric clients, predominantly with cerebral palsy, in water-based therapy. And one of my favorite things is seeing how happy they are when they achieve something new. I am also being trained in the rehabilitation process of clients who have had stroke, spinal injuries, and assisting in the recovery of clients post-orthopedic surgery. Here I have been able to develop my communication skills, building rapport and professional relationships with the clients and their families, which has again emphasized my passion for working as a physio and helping others. At the end of the day, I would absolutely love the opportunity to do either placement, as I think it would challenge and push me in a positive way, give me invaluable skills in cross-cultural and interprofessional communication, and allow me to provide the principles of physio practice I've learnt in class. It would also allow me to help make a positive contribution to these communities, which is a goal of mine. From being a part of my high school leadership team, to volunteering at the Lady Salento and volunteering in Africa, and being part of the hydrotherapy clinic team, I have experience working in a team environment. As a physio student, I understand the importance of working as part of the interprofessional team. It benefits the client and enhances relationships between team members. It allows the team to work towards a common goal and find the best possible outcomes and treatment plans for the clients. I understand that learning of others and sharing knowledge enables everyone in the team to expand their awareness of other disciplines and their skill set. On this placement, I understand how integral teamwork is due to the language barrier. I appreciate the importance of working in a team with the speech therapist, occupational therapist, and local therapists, as working together will allow us to overcome this language barrier and provide the best possible care to the clients. Through research, I have gained knowledge and understanding of the history, cultural diversity, and practices of both Timor Leste and Vietnam. I understand their cultural practices and beliefs may differ from my own, and I know it's important to respect the beliefs, values, and wishes of others. From my travels to Southeast Asia, I have experienced the cultural diversity of Vietnam. For example, I understand when you go to a place of worship, your shoulders and knees should be covered, or when you meet an elder, it is polite to bow. I have researched cultural customs and local courtesies of Timor Leste, and I am eager to learn more. As somebody who likes to be organized and respectful, I am enthusiastic to learn more about the cultural differences and the people. Good communication skills are so important when interacting with patients, their families, and other staff members. This is something I've learnt firsthand through volunteering at the Lady Salento, as you're often spending time with not only their patients, but their whole family and staff. Sometimes sensitive topics may come up, and it's integral to have good communication skills to handle these situations. In studying physio, I have been able to gain these skills in patient interaction and relaying information, as well as asking sensitive questions, and have been able to employ them when volunteering at the hospital or working at the hydrotherapy clinic. On this placement, I think one of the biggest challenges would be the language barrier. This was something we really had to work around in Africa. But we did get there through a lot of body language, pictures, and of course lots of dictionaries. I believe my compassion and drive to help other people is my strongest attribute. As a physio student, I think these qualities are essential to provide optimal client care, and on this placement, I would put 100% effort into doing so every single day. Another strength of mine is my ability to communicate openly and honestly. This has allowed me to develop rapport and assist me working in a team environment, which is really important. My experiences volunteering have also shaped me to be an open-minded and adaptable person. In Africa, we learnt we had to adapt to change and unexpected circumstances, which will also be essential on a placement like this, as you can't always predict what will happen next. Overall, I think my experiences I have mentioned, such as volunteering and work, as well as studying physio, have helped to shape me into someone who is compassionate, driven to do their best, a team player, but also someone who can work independently and take initiative. I believe these attributes are integral when working in an interdisciplinary team, as it allows you to provide your patient with the best possible care. I think this is an absolutely amazing opportunity and one I would love to be a part of. It's my goal in the future to work as a physio in developing countries, and I couldn't think of a more rewarding placement. So I really hope to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this application.